Okay, listen carefully, everyone. Welcome back to social science class. And this class is for history. So, in the last session, we started a new chapter. What the name of new chapter, Mr. Prajot Krishna? What the name of the new chapter?
Nationalism,
Rise of nationalism in where?
Europe.
Europe. Rise of nationalism in Europe. Okay. So, we discussed the first paragraph from the textbook. Okay. Frederick Studio and his drawing, his painting, right? Clear. And we interpreted that painting. Interpretation of that painting is completed, right? And you wrote a question also. Vishnupriya, wrote or not?
Yes,
What is
sir.
that question? What is that question? Tell me
About the painting,
about the
perspective
painting.
of the
Okay, what is the perspective of that painting? Okay, good. Okay, can anyone tell me or can anyone explain that? Pia Harris? Pia Harris.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Just
Uh,
interpret
in
that picture.
in his first spring series,
Hmm.
he depicted the men and women of all ages and social classes marching in a long train
Okay.
to pay homage to the Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty, good.
Then this procession way past the Statue of Liberty, each
Okay.
followed by USA,
Hmm.
Switzerland, Germany, Austria, England,
Hmm.
Poland, Lombardy, the Kingdom of Two
Sicily's.
Sicilies,
Hmm.
Ireland,
Ireland.
Hungary, and Russia.
Very good.
Christ, saints, and angels gaze upon the scene from the
Okay.
heaven, which symbolize fraternity among the nations
Fraternity
of the whole.
among nations. Okay, good. Okay, so she explained that the interpretation of that picture. Okay, clear. So Frederick Studio is a French artist. Basically, he's dreamt about a world where all the democratic and republic countries are united. Right? Yes or no? Those countries were united. So that's what his dream. He dreamt about a democratical countries and a republican countries. Okay, countries those have their own constitutions. Okay, at the same time, he's against what kind of rule? The rule of the monarch, right? That's what the idea of that picture, interpretation of that picture. Clear? Now we are going to discuss about the next topic in that chapter. Okay, so hope these things is clear for you, and you learned two words. One is the absolutist government. Okay, a monarchy. Clear? A king or a queen. Next one, utopian. Utopian means a vision of a society that is so ideal, very good, but really speaking, so such kind of a country never exist or unlikely to actually exist. That's what utopian. Okay, is that clear or not? Okay, coming to the page number 4, the next page, you can see second paragraph, right side, second paragraph. This chapter will deal with many of the issues visualized by the Frederick Studio. During the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought about sweeping changes in the political and the mental world of Europe. Underline that. So this idea, what idea? The idea of nationalism emerged as a force, okay, which brought about sweeping changes in the political and the mental world of Europe. Okay, so number of changes that made by the idea, okay, or the feeling of nationalism. Okay, so what kind of changes? What kind of changes? You can underline here. Political and the mental world of Europe, it is changed. The end result, the final result of these changes was the emergence of the nation states. Underline that. Nation states in the place of multinational dynastic empires of Europe. Okay, at that time, there was number of dynasties, number of empires, clear, under the control of various kings and queens there, clear? But after the idea of nationalism that started spreading in the different part of the Europe. Okay, so the people they turn against this monarchical type of governments and they established democratical governments. Clear? That's what the final result. These changes was the emergence of nation state. So here, what do you mean by the term nation state? democratically elected government will be there in such kind of states there, or such kind of countries there. A state means a country. State means a country, democratic states or national states in place of multinational dynastic empires of Europe. Okay, here multinational in the sense of present date, there are number of countries are in Europe, right? Okay, clear or not? Those countries was under the control of a monarch at that time. That's what. Okay, the concept of practice of modern state in which the centralized power exercise sovereign control over a clearly defined territory. Underline. Modern state means today we know that almost all the democratic countries they have their own fixed territories, and a sovereign government is ruling that territory. A single sovereign government. Clear or not? What do you mean sovereign government? The government which is able to create rules and regulations for that country and not governing the country with the support of any other country, or it is not under the control of any other country. Okay, clear. Such kind of countries are told, are termed as a sovereign states, sovereign countries. Underline that. Sovereign control, SOVREIGN, sovereign control over a clearly defined territory. Okay, so underline that. Okay, so that's it. So here, but nation state was one in which the majority of its citizens are not only its rulers came to develop a sense of common identity and shared history or descent. This commonness did not exist from the time immemorial. It was forged through struggles, through the actions of leaders and the common people. The chapter will look at the diverse process through which nation states and nationalism came into being in the 19th century Europe. Okay, so in 19th century, what happened? There are a number of new states, new countries emerged in Europe on the basis of this feeling. What feeling? The nationalist feeling. Nationalist feeling. Okay, so we have to understand one thing. Okay, this feeling or this feeling is feeling of commonness did not exist from time immemorial. What do you mean by time immemorial? The time is not recorded. We don't know the actual things that would happened in that time. That's what time immemorial. It was forged. So very old concept. Okay. So in that era, there is no evidences that the feeling of commonness is existed in Europe. So the feeling of commonness or oneness that forged, created through struggles, through the actions of leaders and the common people. Okay, underline that. Underline that. This commonness did not exist from time immemorial. It was forged through struggles, through the actions of leaders and the common people. And the common people. Okay, clear. Then what happened? Then what happened? The feeling of oneness emerged. Clear? Clear or not? Okay. So underline
Yes,
that.
sir.
So write a question. What is a nation state? What is a nation state? And how the feeling of oneness or commonness is forged in Europe. Is forged in Europe. Is forged in Europe. How the feeling of commonness or oneness is forged, FORGD, forged in Europe, Europe. Okay, so answer is here. What is a national state and how the feeling of oneness or commonness is forged in Europe. So understand that properly. Okay, clear? Again, one source is there. We'll discuss that later. One word is there here, plebiscite. Plebiscite. That word plebiscite is from the source only, plebiscite. A direct vote by which all the people of a region are asked to accept or reject a proposal. If there is a proposal, okay, proposal in the sense, an idea to do something. Okay, proposal is asked to vote for, accept or reject that proposal. That's what plebiscite. Plebiscite. Okay, underline. Important word for one word. Plebiscite. What is plebiscite? Okay, mark that. Mark that. Plebiscite. Okay. So moving to the next topic, the French Revolution and the idea of nation. Idea of a nation. Okay. The French Revolution. We know that. You already studied about the French Revolution, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? In which year the French Revolution? Any idea? Hmm? So give me the answer. Year that connected with the French Revolution. Tell me, what is that? What is the answer?
16.
Hmm? That's in 18th century. 18th century. One clue.
Sir,
17? 1798. 1790. Okay, listen carefully. The answer is in the textbook. Please check that. Just open your textbook. If you open the second line, the answer is
Yes,
what is that? Yeah.
1789.
1789. The first clear expression of the nationalism came with the French Revolution in the year 1789. So easy to remember that number, right? The day, year. Okay. 1789. Okay. You don't forget it. Okay. 1789. 1789. Year of French Revolution. Okay. So here the textbook maker says to us that the first clear expression of nationalism, the idea of nationalism, the idea of nation state, the idea of sovereign state that emerged along with the French Revolution in the year 1789. 1789. France, as you would remember, was a full-fledged territorial state in 1789. It was just a territorial state ruled by an emperor under the rule of an absolute monarch. Okay, emperor. It was under the control of an emperor till 1789. Okay, the political and constitutional changes that came in the wake of the French Revolution led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to the body of French citizens. Okay, so the people, the middle class people in France, okay, already studied that. French Revolution is closely connected with the newly emerged middle class. Newly emerged middle class. Tell me, Vishnu Priya, what is the speciality of the newly emerged middle class in France? I know that.
A newly emerged.
History class. Okay. Not only that, we are studying about the French Revolution. Chances are there for to sleep, right? Most of the people are drowsy here. I can see that. Okay, please listen carefully. There are a number of questions are there from this chapter. Okay. For the examination point of view, I am telling you people, it is important to listen and learn this chapter. Okay. So, Krishnapriya, continue.
So can you repeat the question? Newly emerged?
What is the question?
New, why was French
Newly
Revolution?
emerged middle class. Newly emerged middle class and their connection with the French Revolution.
Because they all merged together. Everyone came us together and started the movement.
Started the movement. So some reasons are there behind that. What is that? So before starting the movement, we want to understand something more. What is that? The newly emerged middle class means the people, they started trade and commerce, even overseas trade. Okay, they moved to other countries and earn money, and money, and they are educated too. The newly emerged middle class, they are educated too, and they provide transfer this education to the poor sections of the society too. Okay, and the poor sections of the society, and they started number of clubs commonly known as. Can anyone tell me the name of those clubs? Clubs started by Europe. I'm sorry, in France. Basically, the people they started different kinds of discussion related with this nation state sovereignty. Okay, the club of thinkers. Tell me what is the name of that club? Those clubs in India. Heard about the Jacobin clubs? Jacobin clubs? Yes or no? Yeah, it is a club that managed and organized with the middle class people. Okay, they are those clubs are the clubs of the thinkers too, right? They thought about or they formulated number of ideas, programs, and policies to achieve or create a nation state and to throw away the monarch. Okay, so just remember that. Just brush up that memory. Okay, fine. So we are coming back here from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. So after that revolution, the power, administrative power, the sovereignty, okay, the power to control the country, that transferred from the monarchy to the body of French citizens. Okay, the first democratically elected government. Clear? Okay, from the very beginning, the French revolutionaries introduced. Sorry, 1 minute. One sentence is here. The revolution proclaimed that it was the people who would henceforth constitute the nation and shape its destiny. So the French Revolution declared that not the monarch, but the people's government will create rules and regulations for the country, and it will create the future of the country called France. Clear? Is that idea clear or not? So what happened related with the French Revolution? The power transferred from the monarchy to the body of French citizens. Okay, the body of French citizens means a democratically elected government. Just understand that. Clear? You studied about the tennis court oath, the creation of the what you can say, the Charter of Men, Charter for Men, the Constitution for France. Clear? The tennis court oath, and they created a constitution for France, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Remembering all these things? No idea. No chance. Okay. So this chapter is, I already told you that is strictly connected with the chapter number 1 in the class 9, the French Revolution. Clear or not? Okay. So I told you people to just read that lesson. Read or not? No. No. Okay, that's what the confusion here. Okay, so just try to read that chapter, and you are able to understand these things pretty easily. Okay, just to do that. Try to do that. Okay, just 1 hour enough to complete that. Okay, just to brush up your memory. What happened there? So we don't want any disposable knowledge. I will use the term disposable knowledge. Learning for the examination. At the examination, you will forget almost all those things there. Okay, the disposable glasses and plates, you know that. Okay, for one time. For drinking water, we'll use disposable glasses. For eating food from outside, we'll use disposable plates. After the single use, we will throw it away. So that kind of knowledge is not good at all. This is the part of the world history. Okay, want to understand that properly. Clear? Want to store in memory too. Okay, so that's all about the French history. The basic things that what happened in France is related with this French Revolution in the 1789. The power transferred from the monarchy to the body of French citizen, democratical one. Okay, the country's government turned into a democratical one. That's what. Here, from the very beginning, the French revolutionaries introduced various measures and practices that could create a sense of collective identity among the people of France or the French people. Okay, so these revolutionaries, the leaders of the revolution, okay, they tried various methods to create the feeling of oneness. Clear or not? Used various methods. So we studied that already in India, at the time of the national movement. The national leaders used various symbols and icons, folklore, history, okay, to unite the people. Clear or not? Like that here also. Here also. So these things happened before the events in India. Okay, so Indian national leaders basically borrowed these ideas from, or those ideas from the French Revolution. French Revolution. Clear? This is the first chapter in the textbook, right? Clear or not? So you want to understand that Indian leaders or Indian nationalist movement, they borrowed a number of things or number of ideas from the French Revolution. Even the idea of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Clear? So here you can see the French revolutionaries used different methods to unite the people. Okay, to create the collective belonging or a sense of collective, sense of commonness. Okay, the idea of, underline that, la patrie, the idea of la patrie, which means la patrie, the fatherland, and les citoyen. Okay, those are French words. Okay, so we are, I can give the pronunciation related with the wordings here. Okay, so I checked many places, almost the same pronunciation is there. Okay, clear or not? Les citoyen. That's what the citizen. The citizen. Okay, you can see that's in italics here. Okay, the French words. So they started unite the people in France by using these ideas. What is that? The idea of love our fatherland. Okay, extending to our love towards our fatherland. That's what la patrie. And the fatherland will protect the citizens. Les citoyen, the citizen. So they give importance for the fatherland and citizen, emphasized means provided or given importance. Emphasize the notion of a united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. So they started teaching the people the importance of living in a single country by following a constitution. Then they developed or they designed a new French flag. The tricolor French flag was chosen to replace the formal royal standard. Okay, so before the revolution, the monarchy used different symbols to show the power of the country called France. But the people of France, after the revolution, after the French Revolution, they changed or they discarded all the royal standards. Instead of that, they designed a flag for the country. Okay, a tricolor flag. Clear? The Estate General. Another question for you people. Who is an Estate General? How many estates are or were there in France? What is feudalism? Tell me, can anyone? Who is the state general? All of you turn on the cameras, please. Turn on your cameras. Aditya Krishna, Hadiamin Arjun, Meghna Pradeep, Sainaba. Tell me, who's an state general? Arjun? If anybody is able to give me this answer, please raise your hand and tell me the answer first. Or else I will say fast. You don't want to waste much time, right? Okay, guys, listen carefully. Studied about the three estates. Huh? In France, what are they?
Clergy.
Clergy, correct. One, clergy.
Royalty.
Nobility. Nobility, correct. And
The
and
working class people.
Ria, sorry, Rifa.
The working class people.
Working class people. That's related with the Russian Revolution, not the French Revolution.
Essence.
Third state.
Third class, not the third class, man. Vishnu Priya. The third estate, correct. The third estate. Basically, the third estate, we are able to find a number of workers. Clear or not? Almost all the different types of workers are belong to this estate, third estate. Okay. Estate generals are there, right? Head of the estates are called the estate generals. Clear or not? Okay. So this division of the society on the basis of their social status, like clergy, nobility, and the third estate. And the third estate. This system is termed as feudalism. What is that? Feudalism. Clear? Clergy at the top. They are the priestly class people. Just below them, the nobility, the ruling class people, right? Lords. And the last category, that is the third estate. Okay, doctors, engineers, advocates. So not advocates. Okay, so the trade, the people, those who related with the trade and commerce. Okay, artisans, such kind of people, they are included in the third estate. Third estate. Is that clear? Okay, that was the division of the society. Now I want to teach chapter number 1 from 9 class, class 9 and 10th class, chapter number 1 also. Both chapters together. Okay, so sad. So listen carefully. The Estate Generals was elected by the body of active citizen and renamed the National Assembly. Underline that. The Estate General. Okay. So there is no privileges for anyone. The State General also wanted to elect from the people. Clear? Or from that group of people there, basically. So the State General was elected by the body of active citizens. Another question for you people. Who's an active citizen? Two types of citizens are there, active and passive.
Taxes.
Definitely, very good. So the people, citizens, those who are paying taxes, that people only have the right to vote. They are termed as the active citizens. Active citizens. Okay, clear or not?
Yes,
Only
sir.
6 more minutes. New hymns were composed. So tell me the hymn that used by the Indians at the time of national movement. Hymn at the time of Swadeshi movement in Bengal. A hymn used by Indians. Composed by Bengim Chandra Chattopadhyaya. And it was included in his book, Anand Mat. Can anyone tell me the hymn? What is that? Or what was that? Heard about Vande Mataram? Heard about Vande Mataram? Yeah, yes. So you are not reading the things properly, not learning the things properly. These are the examples. So simple answer also you are unable to give. Okay. Your PT1 test marks I observed there. It is not that much good. Okay. So how to improve yourself, guys? Listen carefully. Okay. So National Assembly. So to here, you have to read for the next class. Let me take the attendance. Okay. Hope the things that what we discussed is clear for you people. Yes or no? Yes or no? Any doubts are there or not? Huh? Now we will raise, will give thumbs ups there. But after 2 days, if I am asking the same, some trouble will be there. So every day after the class, just read, understand. Any doubt means you can ask in the next class. Okay? Yes or no? Or even you can send messages also. No problem. I will clarify that. Okay. So let me take the attendance.